Look closely at a patch of dirt, and it might seem entirely still. But beneath the surface, a microscopic engine is firing up. While a seed pushes upward by a few millimeters a day, life elsewhere hits the gas. In a nearby pond, a cluster of eggs transforms into hundreds of wriggling tadpoles in just a matter of hours. Living things move, grow, and change shape at radically different speeds. To understand biology, we have to observe both the invisible, slow construction of a plant and the explosive, high-speed actions of an animal. For a plant, movement begins with water. Moisture seeps into a dormant seed, softening its tough outer shell and waking up the embryo inside. Once awake, a plant moves by building. This diagram shows a cross-section of a growing plant shoot. Notice how these square-like cells are constantly multiplying and stacking on top of one another, literally constructing the stem higher into the air. Growth can also change direction. If a light source hits from an angle, the cells on the shaded side of the stem stretch and elongate faster than the others. This uneven growth forces the plant to bend toward the light, a process called phototropism. Meanwhile, down in the dark, the exact opposite occurs. Root cells elongate to drive the tip deeper into the earth, anchoring the plant and chasing underground moisture. Most of the time, this construction is too slow to see, but the Mimosa pudica, or touch-me-not plant, is an exception. When a water droplet hits the leaves, it triggers a sudden drop in internal water pressure, causing the leaves to fold up instantly. For the vast majority of flora, movement is a permanent, slow construction process, guided by environmental inputs. Animals take a different approach. Rather than slowly stacking cells in one place, they use dynamic restructuring to rebuild their bodies for different habitats. Take a look at the anatomy of this tadpole. In its early stages, it functions like a fish. Water flows across specialized organs called gills, allowing the tadpole to extract oxygen directly from the pond. To survive on land, it must undergo metamorphosis. This is the physical dismantling of one anatomy to build another. The tail shrinks, strong legs extend for jumping, and the aquatic gills dissolve, replaced by internal lung sacs. In its adult form, the frog pulls oxygen from the air using those new lungs, and even absorbs it directly through its moist skin membrane. Insects execute similar feats of engineering. A mosquito progresses through 4 distinct stages: egg, larva, pupa, and adult, morphing from a swimming larva into a flying insect equipped for the open air. Within a single lifespan, these animals transform their biology to adapt to different environments. High-speed, muscle-driven movement comes at a biological cost. Burning energy to jump, fly, or swim generates toxic chemical byproducts inside the body. If those toxins build up, they become lethal. Highly active animals require an aggressive internal housekeeping system to stay alive, a process called excretion. This flowchart breaks down how that filtration works in a vertebrate. As blood enters the kidneys, the organ acts as a sieve, separating healthy red blood cells from a concentrated stream of nitrogenous waste, pushing the toxins out of the body. The speed and complexity of animal locomotion require these advanced internal filtration systems to sustain life. Plants build and animals flex, but both share one universal biological trait: sensitivity. Organisms detect changes in their environment, known as stimuli, and generate specific physical responses to avoid danger or find resources. When a shadow falls over a frog, its nervous system registers a threat in a fraction of a second, firing a signal that contracts its leg muscles to launch it to safety. A plant reacts to its surroundings too. When a growing root hits a buried rock, it senses the physical pressure. Over days, it alters its trajectory, using slow cell growth to curl around the obstacle and find moisture. Whether the reaction takes a millisecond or a month, all life operates on a continuous loop of detecting changes and executing survival responses. Sensitivity also monitors internal signals generated within the organism. Most species on Earth are governed by a circadian rhythm. This is an internal, roughly 24-hour biological clock that regulates physical and mental cycles. This rhythm dictates behaviors across species. It is why a human feels the pressure to sleep when the sun goes down, and why the petals of a moonflower tightly close during the bright heat of the day. To be alive is to be inherently dynamic. From a single cell dividing in the dark to a lung taking its first breath, life is in a state of continuous, sensitive transformation. The next time you step outside, look past the obvious motion. Beneath the soil, inside the stems, and swimming in the ponds, there is a relentless engine of life, building and reacting every second of the day.